G'day internet people. 100 days ago today I was watching a Neat Games video and he said there that he was going to be doing 100 days of game dev challenge on Twitter yet again. When he first mentioned this challenge I was instantly inspired. He said his Twitter following grew a lot and you'll discover that
how you can fit in a little bit of game dev every day.
I only had about 20 Twitter followers at the time of taking up this challenge as I'm only new to the platform, only creating my account in mid-February this year, and I needed to pull my finger out and get more disciplined with my game dev work ethic as I was only working on my game mainly on the weekend. So stick around to the end of this video and you'll see all the things that I've learnt and all the benefits that you'll gain if you wonderful viewers out there are taking this challenge yourselves. Because in 2021's oversaturated indie game market, shameless self-promotion is a must right from the very get-go when you first start your project. So 100 days of game dev challenge is a double win and more for any indie game developer. And as you saw in my previous video about the pros and cons of various social media platforms, Twitter is the perfect platform for daily shameless self-promotion. Now 100 days of game dev doesn't have to be as hardcore as you're making it out to be in your head right now. A lot of you have a full-time job, or you have multiple jobs, or you're a student, or you have a family with many responsibilities. So you ask, where are you going to find time to program and build your game every single day? You don't need to put in several hours every single day. Save those long game dev days for the weekend or your day off or whatever. Everyone can find time to spare 10, 20, 30 or even up to an hour every day if you like. In the morning before work, on your lunch break, in the arvo right after work, or at night before bed. Obviously you're very passionate about making your own game, either one big game like my own project or lots of smaller games for various game jams, etc. So you've got to keep that passion alive, that fire burning, that excited feeling that you had when you first started your project. This fire requires regular stoking though, so doing something that contributes to your project every day keeps that passion alive. As you might have already learned in life, if you put your project aside for a few days to a week or more, it's pretty damn hard to get back into the swing of things once you get around to doing it on the weekend or whatever. Admit it, we've all done it. I'll just do everything on the weekend. And when that free time on the weekend comes around, you'll find it very hard to get your bearings again and pick up from where you left off from the last weekend. And even harder to get back into the swing of things, to get that ball rolling again. Before you know it, your free time is over for that whole day and you've barely accomplished anything. Having this I'll just do it on the weekend or I'm not in the mood right now mentality, you'll more than likely temporarily put it aside for the time being and start something new. And before you know it, there it goes. Yet another promising project put on the pile of incomplete games. Finding as little as 10 minutes a day to get out of bed earlier and set aside just a little bit of game dev time will help you a lot. I know everybody's work ethic, free time schedules and sleeping habits are different, but if you really want something, you'll build up the discipline and you'll make time for it. It's just like going to the gym or learning any other skill or learning another language or anything really. Practice it as often as your body, your mind and your time allows for it. No 0% days. Draw some of your art, write a small bit of code, brainstorm ideas, contribute to your devlog or any other promotional marketing tasks. Even write down a list of things for you to do on that big day of game development that you have planned on your day off from real life work. Every little small tiny task has a bigger part to play than you think as your project slowly comes together. It all counts as game development. Now please note, this 100 days of game dev challenge does not mean exhausting yourself. This is not boot camp, so just cool your jets and relax. If you're feeling knackered for being at real life work all day, you can still find about 10 minutes to do a little something before you sit down and relax and watch a movie or play another video game or whatever. A healthy mind is a relaxed mind, so don't overdo it. Planning ahead for what you're going to do for the next day or so really helps a lot. Just jot all your ideas down in your phone as you think of them, or write them in your Trello or a piece of paper or whatever, and pick something for you to do that specific day for whatever mood you're in. Diversify your tasks too to keep it all interesting and not monotonous. So the 100 days of game dev challenge really helped me to get in a great daily routine. My own game, Swooping Justice, has been slowly coming together over the last few months. I'm also building a larger social media presence with this YouTube channel among others, which in itself counts as game development. As the marketing and promotion of your game as much as possible in every which way possible is an absolute must in 2021. That's if you actually want people to play your game once you finish it. Gaining a lot of extra followers for this challenge was a huge bonus too. As I said, I'm only new to Twitter and only had 20 or 30 followers at the time of starting this challenge. Posting something every day with a picture, a GIF or a link to a new devlog was a great way to gain attention from other game developers around the world. I think I gained a pretty decent following for someone who's brand new to game development and pixel art and YouTube and had no real prior social media presence, except for Instagram where most of my followers are from my previous music and DJing ventures. So in the end I gained over 200 followers on Twitter and several dozen subscribers for YouTube.
Hooray! People are paying attention to me!
Some of you watching now probably first discovered me on Twitter as I was doing doing this challenge. And I also gained several dozen wishlisters for Swooping Justice, as I only made it wishlistable on day 51. So given it was so beneficial in a whole bunch of different ways, I'm going to keep it going. Hashtag 100 days of game dev, day 500. That's what it takes to get my game finished in a timely manner. No 0% days ever again. I have the tiger.
Oh, you crazy!
In the end, when this is all over, it will also be a good gauge and a day-to-day documentation of how long it takes to make a game like mine in the end. As a new indie game developer hobbyist with no prior skills in the art form and a whole life full of real-world responsibility.
Climbing up in trees and shit, talking about, don't you climb trees? No, motherfucker, we got bills and shit!
Now stay right where you are. Don't go anywhere, I'm not done just yet. I'm sending this video a shout out to Stupid Game Experiments. Axel Kennan's channel is a very unique one. Extremely witty, funny and very entertaining. I believe he's currently still working on his game SH++, where he's making the same game in three different
Unreal,
engines,
and Godot.
comparing the pros and cons of all three engines as he goes. He's also genuinely community minded in the indie game dev world. He started the YouTube version of Twitter's #FollowFriday, where he makes dedicated weekly videos shouting out new indie developer YouTubers, helping them grow a following in our game dev community. This is what inspired me to do my shout outs here. So to sum it up, Axel Kennan's channel has a lot of variety to put a smile on your dial and teach you a thing or two. And if you're wanting to get the most out of promoting your game on multiple social media platforms, then this video here is a must watch. So I'll catch you there. Cheers.
Paypercutts.